All right, I'm on. I apologize. It's actually one of my first times doing an on air, so I'm showing 0 viewers right now, but I should be seeing that number update. People are saying that they're finding it, so if you could use the chat window on your right-hand side, go ahead and say something here. One other viewer. Okay, great. 2 viewers. All right, we're getting people now. Sorry about that. 3 viewers. Okay, so people are coming along board now. All right. I'm here. Okay. I think I have some people here. I'm showing at least four viewers here, so I'm going to start. If you see you should see a chat window on the right-hand side, and if not, on the left side of your screen, it looks something like this. I'll just screenshot for you here. So here's my screen, and on the left-hand side, there's a little chat window here. Click that, and then you'll see the chat window up, and it looks something like this. If you see that, fantastic. And then you should be able to chat and put something here. I see 4 other viewers here now. Okay? So go and hit the chat icon, and then on the right-hand side, go and just say that you're here, so I know who's watching. Again, here's the chat icon on the left, and then you should be able to use the chat window on the right-hand side to say something that you're here. And I'm going to go ahead and get started, just for the recording purposes. So here on our agenda, what we need to do today, Moodle is looking pretty good. Most of you guys have been responding to things. There's been any questions, I've gotten back to you. This week is about, so you're doing that. But what I need to talk about right now, again, on Google Hangouts, basically I'm going to ask that you use the regular Google Hangouts app in a minute. And from there, you can do things like here on the cameraman. You can actually pass the presenter role to other people. So you're going to be using that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and start with our formative assessment tools. So first, we're going to use something called Socrative. Socrative has been around for a while, and what's about Socrative is that it does for Android, and you can also use it on the web. So I'm going to create a teacher login, and I'm going to go and just get something going, and then I'll kind of check back on the Hangouts and see if anybody's talking there and needs help. So basically, I'll get a quiz going. What I need you to do on each of these tools tonight is you're going to simply create an account with the tools. You're going to create a simple quiz and then give it to your fellow students, which I've already organized groups for you. and I'd like you to do this by this coming Sunday. So here I am in Socrative, or if you call it, I'll call it Socrative, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and say start a quiz. I'm going to create a quiz. I'm going to call it test. Notice I have a Socrative number. Also, my room is this kind of weird looking thing. However, you do get a chance to change that eventually. I'm going to make a multiple choice question, something like, do you like football? And then students can just simply say yes. Okay, it's having some technical difficulties here. All right, I see people on here now. 9 viewers, excellent. Okay, so here we are on Socrative. I'm making a quiz. I'll go back to my test one here. I hit the backspace button on accident. Okay, I'll just do a quick question, quick multiple choice. And so this is great for kids. It'd be like me asking a question to the room, and I would just say, tell me your ABCD. So what I'd like you guys to do, notice this room code, 269DCEF. I'll go and paste that into the Google Hangouts. And what you're going to do is go ahead and do this now and go to socrative.com, a student, or do a student login. Put the room code that I just pasted in there for you. And just submit your answer just by clicking it and then hit submit answer, and that's it. That's all you have to do to get results in Socrative. So it's real easy for kids. And I should see answers. So I'm already seeing answers on my phone here, or on my computer screen, I should say. And as more people take the quiz here, I should be able to see this live updated. For teachers with tablets, this is great to have kind of just on your computer. You can have the teacher view on the teacher app on your computer, and you can go around, and as kids are answering in real time, you'll be able to see who needs help and who doesn't. Okay, so I'm giving you a chance now. I'll give you about 3 minutes to go ahead and go to socrative.com and use the student view. I'll go ahead and paste the teacher code as well into the agenda, and then we can kind of go from there. I'll give you a couple minutes to finish up. Okay, I see a few of you answering. Excellent. So it's just a really, really quick way. I mean, you can do more complicated quizzes, obviously. Excellent, but you see how easy this is for kids. And again, similar to Poll Everywhere, which we've talked about in class, I would use this more for discussion starting. And I would also use it, I mean, you can use it as formative assessment, obviously, too. But I would definitely, obviously, have your quiz already ready to go before class started. And you can set it to be teacher-led, where you decide when the kids are answering questions, or what I would do sometimes, too, in my classroom, is it would be student-led. And then that way, as kids are working through it, I can actually see how far along they are. based on how many questions that they've answered. And so, if I'm having them maybe work through some sort of exploratory worksheet, or if I'm in literacy of some kind, I'm asking questions along the way of a text, and that way I can get a sense of where kids are at as they go through. Excellent. So nice and easy. You can tell I have 6 people responding so far. I'm going to stop it there. Okay, and that's socrative in a nutshell. Basically what I'm doing tonight is, I think some of you missed the intro because I had some problems. I'm just going to show you 3 or 4 tools, and then I'm going to give you a chance to simply practice that with each other. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. So the actual broadcast will be kind of short. We'll probably end at 6 here in the next 10, 15 minutes. And then you guys will be working together through Sunday, okay? So the next tool is one called Open Ed. And it's a little bit different than Socrative because it's not so much spur of the moment. It's much more kind of a planned formative assessment tool, especially for math and literacy. And so what you're going to do with Open Ed is when you can make a class. So I'm going to go ahead and make a class. And I'm going to say I'm going to teach 5th grade. Let's say I'm teaching language arts. I'm going to use a suggested lesson plan. Okay. Again, it uses a class code to invite students. So if you guys go to OpenEd and sign in as students, I know some of you already have signed in as teachers, but I think that'll be okay. If you do have a teacher account, what you can do is you can go to the profile here, and you can actually change yourself to a student if you want to just be able to experience that temporarily. Okay, so here's the class code that I'm using for OpenEd. And you should be able to automatically join that class. Okay, I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay. Yes, should see people join the class here in just a second. Probably kind of catching up, I know. If you have any questions, feel free to email or comment on the Google Hangouts. You can't chat and listen live. Okay, I see one person signed up. So I'm going to go move forward. I'm sorry that some of you are having problems with the Google Hangouts. So under my lesson plan, you can see that kind of the best resources have already been pre-selected for me by standard, which is fantastic. So I can go ahead then, and when I click on assign, here's my lesson plan, and all I have to do to give people something is I can just say over here, I just say assign, and it gives me everything in that tab. So then if I want to, for example, I'm going to move this quiz I want you to take one of these quizzes here. I'll just delete everything except for the quiz. But you can have students watch videos, you can have them even do homework. Many features of OpenEd are pretty intuitive, very useful for students. And then now what's going to happen is when the student takes this quiz, it's going to show up on the mastery chart. And I think I can demonstrate what that looks like for the quizzes. So students go through, they answer questions. This is for a homework assignment. So actually, I don't want the homework assignment. I just want to show you the shorter quiz. Homework assignment works the same way. Basically, as I think I might have shown before, when students go through and they're answering questions, they're able to get targeted feedback based on what they don't understand. So it's pretty innovative, and what's nice is at the end you get a great little mastery chart. I'm obviously going to get most of these wrong, or all of these wrong. Okay, and then when students are able to get something wrong, again, shows them what they did, gives them a rationale, and then they get to watch a video to understand why they got what they got wrong. And that's OpenEd. Okay, let me just go back to my teacher page here and see if we have any more people. Okay, I'm getting some more people. So again, that's OpenEd in a nutshell. Then you should be able to see, as a student, you would just see your assigned when you go to your class, and you'd see your assigned assignments, and then just go ahead and take it. But you saw that all I did to invite other students, I gave them a class code. And finally, the last tool, I think I had said that there was going to be maybe 4, but we'll go ahead and just we won't do Go Formative today. The last tool is EdSite. EdSite is a pretty interesting tool, has a lot of breadth to it. There's a lot of things you can do with it. In Fresno Unified, we're kind of a few teachers, not anything official, but we're playing around with different ways to use it to prepare students for the SBAC test. So I have a couple practice questions here. I'll go and just show you. Basically, you can create all of these tests on your own, and then you can give it to your students. And the way you make a class in EdSite, same kind of format. If I make a new class, I give them, my fellow students, a class code, and that's how they would join my class. So I'll go and just do that. I'm not going to make you join this class. When I have my assignments, I can search in an assignments library. OpenEd also has all kinds of assessments you can search for. I'm going to assign this to my class. I'm going to say the due date is whatever, tomorrow, a couple days from now. Here's the questions. I can go and check those. And I've assigned it to my students now. And same kind of thing, once you take it, you get a mastery chart of some kind. And we'll kind of go from there. Okay. And that's EdSite. And so what I need you to do now for your assignment is I would like you to go through, and there is a document that I have created. And you should have all, actually, if you check your folders, you'll notice that when you click here, this is the email addresses I have of people. I might need some of you to put your Gmail accounts in there so that you can get a document. So this is editable by you. So go ahead and edit this document. to put your correct email address in here. And then what you'll get you'll get this document. So all of you here, these are your documents. And what your documents are is a template that I created and shared out. So I'd like you to play with these tools this next week. All you have other than this assignment, other than this in-class session, was to take a quiz on copyright. So, and you should be finishing, it's my baby's toy, sorry. You should be finishing the decoding learning text. And again, that was mainly so that you can write a paper at the very end of class. And we'll talk about that in 2 weeks. Or I'll send an email about that. So all I need you to do, each of you has your own copy here. This is shared with just you. You don't need to do anything special. But what's interesting is that because of the way I use this spreadsheet, and I use the Google tool called Doctopus, where I went here and I just said add on, and I said Doctopus. Yes, some of you already clicked it. It automatically made copies of all of your documents. And so as you make edits, it's going to turn bold for me once you've made an edit, and I'll be able to see what you're writing, and I can put comments on it. You don't have to share it with me. I've already done that for you. This is actually one of the main features of what's called Google Classroom. It's kind of like Moodle for students, and it's getting more popular. You might have also heard of Edmo. Those are those learning management systems. So, but Google or Doctopus kind of does the same thing without having to do the whole setup a learning management system. So what your assignment, this is individual by the end of the week, please. So play with the tools a little bit. What I'm going to give you time now, the reason it's a short presentation, is now I'm going to give you a shot to actually practice with each other. So I made a document, and you can add yourselves here. But I just made a few groups, and so I'd like one of you to kind of be the teacher first. So and what I'd like you to do is pick a tool that you want, and then go ahead and share codes with one another. So for each of these tools, this might be harder than we want it to be. I understand that, but again, this is about trying to push you. Once you're in the field, you're never going to have time to try and play with some of these tools to help your students. So this is a chance to work together and do this together. And maybe tomorrow I can fix the Google Hangout, so it's not just me talking the entire time, and we can kind of a more interactive session. So here, I want you to put your class codes here, kind of like how I modeled on the agenda, and then you guys can all take each other's quizzes to see what it looks like. So for each of these deals, the Socrative is one you have to do when you're all together, but everything else can just be done anytime. So basically make an assignment or find an assignment on OpenEd or EdSite, share it with the people in your class, which would be these people here. And again, you can add them manually on all of these tools, and then go ahead and have them take it. So these 3 people, if you could be the teachers, and I'm just going to give you some time. So what you guys should probably do is go to hangouts.google.com. That's going to be the better version. And click Get Hangouts and go for computer. As long as you have a Google account, you're okay. And then for sure, just 3 or 4 of you can chat at the same time. You see this little button here. You'll say Add, right? And then it looks something like this. And then all of you guys can add each other in your little group, and you can all have a group chat. So all I would do is I'd say a new Hangout, and I might start typing Rowan or whoever's name I have in my contacts. Here you would paste the email address as well, and you'd be able to have a group Hangout there. and then you guys can work through the soccer tip together. I know some of you are a little frustrated about this tonight, and I apologize. I'm just doing the best I can where I really can't go out. Just too sick. So I will try to put maybe some more written directions on there. Or email me, and we can kind of do a Google Hangout too. You can use my dormanmath@gmail.com. I'll be hanging out for the next half hour or so, and we can get to work. So 2 assignments again. 1 assignment was individual, and that's already been shared with you. So when you're on your Google Drive, look under incoming, and you should see that document with you there. It'll be under incoming. And the second thing, of course, is to create an assessment, add other people to your classes and these tools, and then have them work through it. Again, I know there's 4 people in 2 of the groups. So if you want to do 2 of the tools once, it's already kind of a lot to do 3 tools in once. I get that. So I'm not going to make it go formative. It's a really cool assessment tool, but it's also newer to me. So I don't want to have to confuse more people. But I'm going to end the Hangout now. Stop recording.